Kra aban eden hyehyeye agufom a wo mba betre saa kwan no mu ene runabout ahodo ni project ahodo e wo hodo nyina no aban ebehwe na wahyase
Ghana mampenya bedi kire His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mamadu Bawumia dia so abofoma makwan dwumadi ekoso e wo tema motorway runabout no so no ne apotoka sem no friend phase 2 no emfirase Ghana mampenya bedi kire gina so ama interchanges ahodo a waye no obobo nyina so nya waye awie ene na oguso a oye ho adwuma na wotire mu a tema motor runabout phase 2 dwumadi a obabedi na beboa e makwana bedi aye wano pa.
The improvement of the Tema motorway interchange phase 2 will involve the construction of a viaduct to link the Tema Harbour Road towards the Ashaman roundabout on the Akosombo Road. The grade separation will improve traffic flows around the Tema motorway roundabout. As part of measures to improve traffic flow between Tema and Accra, the Accra-Tema motorway will be upgraded into a 10-lane facility. The works will include a 4-lane expressway, a 3-lane service roads on either side, and construction of the Lashibi Community 18 Teshi Link interchanges, the remodeling of the Tetekwashi interchange. And financing arrangements are being finalized. Asphalt overlay of 413 kilometers in Greater Accra from 2021 to date, bringing the total asphalt overlay works completed in Greater Accra region to 947 kilometers since 2017.
Second phase, a year the third year, a befi, a long viaduct, a befi harbor, before bridge, up to Ashaman. Anti traffic ebia so fi habo na wo kwa Shaman area who you shoot 30 na straight only kabia more insanti e be free the first second tiers into a bema movement of vehicles aye easier wo ha niema kese pa na ye no the road sector e bi na vice president ekan ye no Pokwasi interchange munani. That is the first 4-tier interchange in West Africa. Second in the whole Africa. And the Niema Kasiepa na happening in the road sector, President Akufo-Addo Emreso. And between now and 2024, over Bonsam Amaye in the road sector. Great things are yet to come.
Na minority caucus fo a wo mu e wo mrahye bedwam na dia to dwase debt restriction policy a aban ediaba wo chese interest rate ahodo a wo tua no edoso nti wo pese wo teso no wo mu agitumu a enyiyi wo mu chese nhyehyɛ no a aban ediba no ebe ha enwuma ahodo afei kakra bia enwuma ku ahodo a wo man Ghana mu ebe ha wo mu pa afei eye wo mu makoma ho gye mu wo mu foto ahodo eye pension funds ahodo ni nyina no saa nhyehyɛ wei ebe ha wo mu pa nti wo ma friends semtrofo nhye mu de e de atudwa wo mu chese wo mu gitumu a enyiyi.
Cutting down on non-essential expenditure, we've rather seen an increase with additional spending of 82 billion. Some of the envisaged expenditure items are entirely wasteful and needless, and we demand a cut to the 82 billion. Instead of having an expenditure increase to 82 billion, you want to increase VAT by 2.5%, which gives you 2.4 or 2.9 billion. Go and reduce that 2.4, 2.9 from the 82 billion, and you have no need imposing a 2.5% increase on VAT on Ghanaians. The most punitive among this is the addition of 2.5% VAT, which may result in accumulated VAT for Ghana standing at 21.5%. Our finance group, led by the Honorable Atuforsen, you have 2.5% GET fund, 2.5% National Health Insurance levy, 1% COVID levy, which is a VAT, which brings it to 15%. And then when you add this 2.5%, you are likely to have a cumulative VAT threshold of 21.5%. An inelastic consumption tax with its consequences on all consumers. What moral right has Nana Addo Dankwa and the MPP to increase VAT? In 1995, when the NDC sought to introduce this tax, they organized what was referred to as kumipreku, resulting in loss of life of 5 persons. Where is principle in our body polity? And where do they stand when it comes to morality? And therefore, we will not support any 2.5% VAT increase as a group. Whatever will be accumulated from that 2.5%, they can achieve same through expenditure cuts. So far, if this 80 million is approved, we would have spent 420 million Ghana cedis on the National Cathedral. Is that our national priority today? No. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, get the minority right. This is a project which may eventually cost the state and the taxpayer $400 million. Are we not right to ask, how was procurement done? How is value for money ensured? What is best practice in determining it? So we are not against the principle and concept of a cathedral for the church. We know the state and the church, there's a bond. And to keep the religious harmony and coexistence of our country, we are only demanding answers to those matters.
Eni ebefri nsem wesu nya kwakopie mu ewo mmrahye bedwam yamane boni Prince Akwa eho enoto enkra efri ne nya nte yese honorable Isaac Adongo opani wa trending 9 pa 9 one ne term economic magwa eba ya chese Ghana fo akasa ho pa ye nya nte yese wo ye nsentrofo nhyiamudie ewo ho ebia na nkyekirimu ewo asem a wokan yi ehu anase ne nti a wo ye sa press conference no yenko eye Prince nchen na wo moye nkyirimu ewo sa kwan no eso Prince mu akwa ba eba from to breakers eboyiso na honorable Isaac Adongo edien na wode atudwanti a wa friends semtrofo nhyiamu
honorable Isaac Adongo me no kasa kogusu a o born crew e de hye Ghana fo enyina na ne nsema o kan nyina ne se owura kan ofori ata on use kasem so afo na ba bi papa hye ne nsema so e de free na hye ne se MPP apan ames manage the Ghana's economy isi kasem titru nyina kwa mpese nyema nyina no aye basa na nam susuma nam tuni na no owura na se finance minister no kwa actual kata de ko attorney general equity for legal advice say investors ahodo na se won wodo sika ababehye Ghana sika se no senka wo ba bigi jumadi wa amisi no na bi enema enkoye no chichimato bi ewo ho ba bi na no owura Adongo chire mo say abia finance minister ya na ase say sabi adanko da abe na wankasa ona we finance minister second minister at the same time no when one manage Ghana's economy to say nyema nkoyi and all site be to say and an you Ghana man penny or kwabruchiri the blame and oko and an Ghana man penny oko kata on the ministers na de and elko na on what we know how we now so am ho chira ba man ni mo awie afi na oba be te bia o gina man no ho and I watch them say uru kanu for us sabi ne sise boni and answer the nyema bi an takwa mo no into ma obi odi ne sika abehye aban futurum anase an investor bi no ho betumi akwa adwamu o se ye ne sa enye yi nti de o kan nyina ne se owura kelo torata no e wo se e ka bi obato ho bi asere wan fa papa bi aso no e boye no e wo so no tua sa sika na se o face the reality a e betumi adon ono owura Isaac Adongo san ekire mu bi o se aban moderebo ne isu owura kelo torata ono ye the finance minister moderebo no enya dia eso ani nti o hwe kwan ya na o kire mu se ye omu ne se IMF sika Ghana ehia no anase aban we ehia no entumi be ya de foforo bia no emfa ama oman ni jina se de eti nti no wura memfa na ni ntu IMF sika sam no so na onko so mo babo sia bia se de e oman de be kop be so bia e de du be du ne entumi enka ya se bia owura Isaac Adongo esa kire mu bia no se ne se ne nsema all kan nyina na kire se aban ne modern bono enso ni e mu no eno so ntumi ma investors anase won odu sika be hye mu no e ho enka atwamu Isaac Adongo nkomo bo won se no
ene ye nyina we so na ye nkonsem foforo so brepa mu no ye besan aba wo nchen na ya beji nchirichimu wo be kasa be na bia na nsem foforo so asan apie mu na ya san aba wo nchen na ye da so e wo mmase bedwam ho na osoafo ye okchen kitahudie ho nsem so honorable Esla Owusu Ekufo na wode atodwa se eye minority caucus a wo mmase bedwam no wo mo e kasa afa bibi ho a eye a wo mo enya nyina so papa ansa na wo aka asasem no ewo mmahye bedwam efi se parliament ya wo mo no house of records ade bia obeka bia no wo mo etre e de to nti wo kan asem na woni nyina so de a na ha adwen po de sansem wo nyina to dwa wa bra wo mo ahyase eto ato adwen afa 2023 budget no ehu.
The statement I made on this matter was on 11th November 2022, at which I stated clearly, and with your permission, I'll quote, that currently 30,011,082 cards have completed the first stage, i.e. linking of Ghana card to their SIM number. And as at 9th November 2022, 20,892,970 subscribers had completed the SIM card registration, linkage and biometric, meaning almost 70% of those who had completed the first stage had completed the full registration. I went on to state that one key reason why some of those who've linked their phone numbers to Ghana cards have been unable to complete the biocapture of stage 2 is because they used other people's cards to link their numbers. And this includes vendors who use the cards of others without the knowledge or consent of the card owners. Their inability to complete phase 2 attests to the robustness of the authentication process designed into the SIM registration architecture, which will flush out all fakes. So you cannot use someone else's Ghana card to register your SIM. But despite ample opportunity afforded to all to complete the registration, some who have the Ghana cards and have begun the process have failed to complete the registration. And so the announcement was made that all SIM cards which have completed the first stage of the registration exercise, but not done the second phase, will be blocked from accessing data services on 20th November and completely deactivated on 30th November. All those who had completed the first phase of the exercise, but not gone on to complete the second phase, would have their cards deactivated. The challenges that some may genuinely have because of either their access to or lack of access to the Ghana card. But just to refresh our memory here, the Ghana card registration exercise started as far back as 2018. Our members on the other side actively campaigned against the registration and urged their members and Ghanaians to boycott the exercise. And that is a fact. And so if they had assisted the country to undertake this national exercise in the spirit of nationalism at the time, we would probably not have found ourselves in this situation. So if some people do not have the Ghana card, and they don't have it because they listen to our colleagues on the other side, we only have ourselves to blame. Now that we have helped create this problem, let us see how we work together to address the solution.
Minister, just a minute.
Na mmashebe dwamni Emma Sagnarigu honorable AB Fuseni na mene mo kasa yi no enro okokopie mu mmashebe dwuma na okita dokono kenkeyi baako ena okita fish so baako ena odekokopie mu ho na no ne o ka nyina ne se dokono ene fish bo bo ayeden pa ye nchi na mi ne bo ayeden pa kane no nanka dokono kwa kotobia 2 cedis ubetumi enya bi na kura 4 cedis a ubetumi atonchi na chese wo 6 cedis a ubetimi adidi ame no so na nse de dokono no 4 cedis any 6 cedis a nchi na mkura no wanya bi fokura no 10 ne 12 cedis enti we chese ne mabo ayeden pa wo kan kosi sudu ya se NPP aban no wo mo entoto ne ma yi wo ma yi emu
is to add blocks to their already overburdened road, to add more taxes and more suffering to them. Posterity will judge us. The country is watching and judging us, and as people, we must stand up in defense of our people. So those additional items of increased VAT increasing income tax that are imposed on our people, removal of thresholds on the Momo and others is going to create further hardship to our people. And I want to make a clarion call to all of us here to rise up and do something about it. Mr. Speaker, they said that the evidence of the sweetness of a pudding is not in the aroma it admits, but it's in the actual eating. The real issues of the management of the economy vis-a-vis the impact it has on the lives of our people is clear. Mr. Speaker, before your distinguished self last year, I brought before this house, at that time, a bowl of keke. Mr. Speaker, this bowl of keke, even though it has even suffered some koshoko, but was 2 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, today is 4 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, this fish, which I brought the same size last year, was 6 cedis. Mr. Speaker, this one is 12 Ghana cedis. This keke and this fish alone. Mr. Speaker, what that tells you...
I remember, for the record, at which location...
I will send them in, at Abraka, I will send you there.
I said, at which location in Ghana did you buy them?
At Abraka Keke House, I will send you there, Mr. Speaker.
Sorry?
At Abraka Keke House.
At Abraka Keke House, very well.
Mr. Speaker, it is abundantly clear that through the crass incompetence of this government, especially the economic management team and the Minister for Finance, this economy has been run into a ditch. And no wonder I am making a clarion call again to the group of 98, our colleagues on the other side, who have gotten up to ensure that the Finance Minister is shown the door for his disastrous performance. They should rise up and do the needful. Mr. Speaker, I told my very good friend and the Apia Kubi that they have taken hold of a tiger's tail.
Na oswafo hwe aduane ani kuaye ho nsem so eye Dr. Usu Afriye akoto o kyerese na nsenya wo mo eye adwense asoye no wo mo besi konko asan abodonko mi afa nuane bi etese bayre bode ene mankeneni ahodo etete sa no nuane ebo no abafo mpa
na nsenya mu $1 ehuri boom ekoko gina soro sa no o my Ghana ene mabon so ekọ soro pa na mu ba ko ani nuane enuane bo be ye din pa ma Ghana fo ka so oho enuane mpo sabi nke ye kra edifiri nkofo amaso nka ne bo be ye din sa ne sa sunti no soafo a woda nuane ene kwawia so ye na no etu hyen ekonkurase ekofa nuane so ne dese ba bepie mu wonkran edi eprom bo ne kom de doma to so bo ne don komi Ghana fo gitwi ekotobi e ma dwadifo hunu se da bi se wante nuane so anhwa o soafo no be ha adwen o ma otiti nuane so nyinyina kan we ma ne enuane bo akofom Dr. Usu Afriye akoto di sansana tujwa wabere koko pie mu Upper West mantem no mu ne ade hye witwitwe nkomo no wuchire ma sana mu otu ye no aboa pa
PFJ market na ha de enye nura no se ya shase se ye yes adwuma no ye shase be na atweme sakra mai na so konkran ni komase a ya shase na utimi hu se niam bo no aduane bo no a ye de ba fofofo no ama omo abonti omo ton no o so omo su ebre omo prices no so omo de ba from serebe ya omo su adwuma no ebekoso ntende na sisi ye na enim se kaka na ebe buy sa adwuma no ama eno nso obi a wo kromu a chese emre bia yeso jom ansa na wotimi akoto bibi no sa abo no a omo koto no ebeba from said ye hwehwe se aduane no ewo honko ade ye ma no nka wuram ho
no ogina so nso editodwa se adwadifo mo konkura se kofa nuane bakura kese mu beton no enya de obo akora.
The price on the open market in Accra and Kumasi are beginning to come down. We are still working on collecting the evidence, and at the appropriate time we will publish it. You know, we believe in data, so we are collecting the data as we speak, and we have the capacity to collect the data. After about 5-6 we've done it for only about 2 weeks. What we are doing is a pilot. So far, we've done about 10 trucks. We've done about 10 truckloads of yam and plantain. Do you know how many trucks a day is traded on the urban markets in Ghana? It's just a tiny little, it's not even 0.5% of what we are doing. So it's a pilot, it's an experiment. It's like going to a laboratory and putting nitrogen with this and then seeing what will happen. And what is happening is, we are very pleased about it, is to force the huge increase in prices down.
Then what you know, one hour in Yaba, Eddie be ma a craft for Monia be a dono, once or so the toss often and him say, a film pinunia do back 2021, you know, a bunch of wonka and into a bunch no wonka.
From the seed producers' point of view, appealing for our payments. Unfortunately, since 2021, seed supplies that we have done, we haven't received payments. And so we are appealing to the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, the Ministry of Finance, to see agriculture and seed producers and seed suppliers as a priority. So we are appealing that they should make payment to us in the earliest possible that they can, so that the production of seeds can continue for the 2023 season.
Last year, seeds was produced, but as at now, for the supply of PFG, we will not be able to get payment as at now, and it's going to cause a lot of problem. That is the coming years. If payment is not done, because some of them have we've gone to take loans and all those things, and we are still owing farmers that support us with their seeds and for us to be on the program. So if possible, the government can do something. At least they should be able to. We should be able to get some payment as at now, so that at least next year we can be able to produce more seeds for the farmers.
Na brode adwadifo a wo mo ewo Asante Achim North District eye Agogo na kasai wo mo echese amanfo ekeka se bode bo ayeden aduane ebo yeden ni nyina ekofare bai ene se fango bo ye omdo kofa sa niema no efri nkurankura se eba no eno ka ho bi anama eniema ne ebo ayeden ti aban hwe ho asem enka chense wo bo wo mo so bo da bia no
Edwadifo omo Asante Achim Agogo no Asante Achim North mensinimo e Asante Mantema enkanka omo tombode ene YouTube nsem twefo atwetwe nkomo ene omo kire se emprepi amanfo e kasati edwadifo se omo toto niema na ya na efo e di free akuafo enso so no na omo ton aboden eno ene omo kire se enye omo a efisa ade achi ade se nyina obemu se fan wo bo kwa na ekosoro e basa aso na edwadifo na omo tombode en omo kofa e free achiri enje ka ahodo a omo e de kofa sa niema no so no na brabafo no so no e wo so omutimi etum entine eba saa na eniema no so no wo mo entimi nkase wo mo ebekọ akoso e wo so mo de ka na kofa enobae efri eye efuo ahodo na mo de bakurum enti eba so a wo so mo de bi ka ho enti se ye pese aduane boo ekofom de a na fa ngo boa ekosoro no eno ena wo se eba fom pe adwadifo a wo mo ekoto eniema edifri akuafo eba no e yade ebo no ebetimi abafom
aduane de ye ka se Ghana aduane mu ya na eboa nemo challenges e wo mu an se omo hwe transportation no a omo de be fe no ma na free ha na ade ne de ebu efo na so e bi ode kwa akoduru ho no isa se transportation no ano ya dininti e beduru dwama so no na ebo no so akwa ye din e de ama dwadini no
patroninti ya mana omo de koya efo no ne bo wade ne de bo wirisado ne bo wade ne apafo bo wade ne ne ama bibia bo wade ne so ahunu nti kuyani ni kwa efo mu ho na e ka na ode free bus na eba no waje 10 million bi je 14 million ba bi e wa no eno na ha akuafo no yeso ya adwadifo no yeso ye de no se ye beto ne ama na ye de kwa achiri koton kane no na na adonya ntu ne ama no ye tia lord for 50 million ene ye de kro enne na wotu ne ama no ye tia lord for 110 million ene de ko wa beto ne ama 80 million uko tia lord for 110 million o beto ne sai na wo de tia lord for no wanya bi nti na na obeboa ya wonte di patron no so
aduane wo ho be patron no enti amad yentimi nto eno na wo so wote so mayen eno so be maduane ne bo aba fom ekokrom so eno so betimi ayefo
gu abegumu no oba ni frinkan eba no ya tufu wam eti ono ne ti bus ni wo di bedro no enam 150 o se free ha kọ 150 o beti 150 na free sa body boto ba ko panimu Ofa say na obenya. Me kwa na ni krom. Ya gi me 12 cedis. Me ba 12 cedis. Na me bedu me fa me body aduro. Me di 15 cedis sane. Minister ne be se bi kwa ya 15 cedis no. Me tim na for the free body aduro no. Na minister kan ti me kwa me nya aduro me ensape. Me di bi twaduane adam di bi akoton sesa wa be ya me nkwan. Enti enya fo. Ya haw kese pa de. Aduro to apadie ni lolo fe no na ekuye. Lolo fe ese petrol boy din. Ye kodofo a wo pe no dofo ba ko a homa ba ko 3 million wo wie na wo so ba ode ba duro be bo ase to ba ko pe 800 eti bedu se kua no ba adwuma ba wie no ba na be ton park so no asan ko fo na wo kosu ti na me no ma na ye sa no
na nansei fa gobo aba fom kakra enti Ghana fo dodo no a ehye se enka adroba fom wo man Ghana mu eye ahyentiabo no wo mo ente so kakra se de be yanka wo ho betimi ahenha wo mo na eno na ye trotro pani Emma Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council GRTCC Owura Emmanuel ohene yeboa ede atudwa se Ghana fo nya abotre kakra ema wo mo anya kokopin 15 December de wo mo eye nhyehyeye a wo mbeti ahyentiabo no so asansem we nyina wode tudwa ewo adechechiroma so ene anopai
unze ye kase ampaya atiso no so atiso but baby ana ewa e 19% inu ndi ye kwan se nyame adomo sene kribia we say edu say no nyame adomo e be from kakra ama wan fo nyina ho ha we do adaroma unya wo check up my sene de ye unya wo check my there's a trend via the fuel no nyame adomo be sign aba from kakra and the by the next pricing window which is 15th you know by a before the vigilance also where the reduction to say going to say because bibia enyina shares lot of increase na no e mi no ebo boss you know na ko boss no say tumu here official here tumu 19%. The 19% no about the ukwara na school no cost by 45%. Until ama aidi ena dawa for na ebi show mo so atutunwa akasakase itine ye ma ebi samba form kakra de ba bi na ntumi ama form indi guso ayekese ni baby a 19 ye tumu 19% no ena na fe ni gina na ye side eba be gina obra ye nya reduction kakra ba be du ya ne mo ye ho adwuma no ye ne sisi ye pese be ye no se yes so ake aitimi ya ebedu baby a na yigina no sana be ma
asa 19 no kra no anya adwuma eburu 19 no omo mutie mu kasa no kra
I be such a thing is na we no buy ye mo mutu mu bro me ana ya kire no kra
yeah
in the hese be say e betimi anya basic baseline say 19% ehina na price me da na e megira ho dia side man there will be other two baby and not order. A brand 19%. You know what you want to make no a delay. You may have about 15 for a day. Now we not they say it to be a day.
Na eno 5th December na World Disability Awareness Day na aban adwumaku ayefre wo mo Ghana gas no wo mo ejina so eni nipa sebe bibi nti wo mo honam akwa baabi no atechema no woni wo mo akwa akodi sa dayi e wo kwan soronko so kra
ewiase nka bo mu ko UN na ye ne sa afibia mu no ewiase nyina nyi da kro emfansi ho no na sebi wona wadi dem yemfa enkai omo na afin so de no man Ghana ye hye ho fa bia Ghana gas adwumaku no so domboaye eyi o manim na wonkasa yi mu no de to Ghana fo nyina anim ani die no obu ade be ma onu ana se wo yonko wondi dem no fa sa ni die no obu na efa ma ofoforo asabi ono de wadi dem na afi so se wadi dem ana no nkyere se wo ye adwuma yenye wonyere wo ho na wompem enkonkan wa brabom penyine kwa nkyere fo da Ghana gas adwuma iko na no Dr. Asante e kyere nsemu sei
Ghana gas institution bia ye boa with needy students na sabi obi wadi dem a person ko university so or have we issues with payment of visa yebeboa ano an nteti am kan no nti ya shade ntwabo bi anto ho nanso school fees se wo hia mo a your math scholarships for 100 every year into your baby BSc ho near the Biama persons with disability. No one can. We do ha sabi ohu obi a wadi dem sabi eni freo say ne na enyu say na so 90 asem na o look down on them. Say ono de bi a oye a child of a lesser god. I say ono de ni nyame munye duru bente sa. I will say your attitude. So the penny kai, your attitude towards Nkrofo say and a bit changes our perception. The Indian who will be our didemwa. Fanasa Wunia and more we are son in Sa Nebuan. And no be change the perception of how we look at people with disabilities.
Nanikasi actually no. Utimantam no soafo no manyafo Joshua Makubu enso ekasai.
Enkomwedie mo no normal bebre wo ho no ma oyema persons with disability. Nte na me speech mo no me demand say ebe yi a other organization and follow an example now was set send a beya adwuma mo betime create spaces ama employment ama persons with disability say mo abia na edebate media bo amofa school konso na omo aye no so nte media eyeme nwanwa yie na esan ye me de say obi a onye person with disability na adwuma emfa disability ahun say ye na ye di dem de esese ono nso ye bibi na on the share enumunyam awaye Onyankopon shira na meshra ama CEO ema Ghana ga Dr. Bernard Senti ene na adwuma ye fonyina na me fi say me bompa say next year by this time enkoye Ghana gas nkwa adwumako ahodo bebre beba na ye nyina yetimi observe sada
Yede kasebo no eko amanone ensemuni akwakopie mu ewo DR Congo menimo kasedi arehosem ya efri ho eba echese nkwada bi yatimi akunwo mu ani nyina na eye rebels anase amimfo a nipa bonsem ahye wo mu man wo mu enam so akwakokusa nkwada yi na ho enam panifo ahodo a wo mu ho no echese wo mahase eye nhwehwemu mapa afasasem yehu ya eno no attorney general ya wo ho no wa hyase a wo ma wo mu aye sa nhwehwemu no wo mu echese sa arukasemi anase sasem ya yi esi ewo SDA asori bim ya afesukura hospital ahodo bi na ebemben ho no ya nkwada ewo ho no eho na sasem we esi ya so bo a wo mo ebo no wo mo ede ebo rebel group bi a ye frɛ wo mo M23 rebel group agese amimfo ekuo bi a wo mo wompotem ho abrano no na wo mo akoto ahye eyetimamufo so na wo mo akun wo mo aye wo mo frɛmframa wo mo echese saade we ya ekoso na nyaade a ehye nkurankura ntimpanifo hwɛ ho asɛm kase de be ya ye betimi abotimamufo no so ho eban yenyina weso ne yenkoje aboafo nkrato emra ye ba agudie mu nsɛm beto aso ye twa ye ho abasisia